morning, everyone. Today's my lecture topic is coal crisis. So basically, coal is the energy we get from uh, plants absorbed from the sun from millions years ago. So all of that know that the coal contributes approximately 40% of the world electricity production. In other hands, the world relies fossil fuels for energy production more than any of the energy sources, including oil, natural gas, nuclear sources, the sun, water, and the wind. So as now number of coal deposit present, we last for another 300 years. But after that, it is a extra exhaustible natural resources. There will be none of these fossil fuels are left recently, and it is obtained from the underground seams, which are layer of the mine, and it is a profitable result. There are two ways in which mining can be done underground and open pit. So determining the type of mining depends on the depth of deposit. So it is a vertically shaft that dug access deposit underground mining through the surface of the open pit, soil, rocks, and the top of the mineral deposit are removed. So it is a coarse surface mining is a laser than underground mining. So India has abundant domestic reserve of coal. Most of these are found in Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, and Madhya Pradesh. So it is a number of account of growing needs to be steel industry. It is used for chemical industry also, and it is a use for cooking resources. Cooking resources. It is a controlled by Ministry of Coal, Government of India, and coal is some recently the coal produced by India stood of 596.2 billion tons, and this is what's a little 83% of the tons produced in the country. So India depend on the coal. India has over the years, but now uh, we all know that show or low power electricity in India. According to 2021, India needs more coal production to prevent coal shortage from electricity. And early October, the
Plus
country was
30
shocked by
seconds.
the prospect of the sudden major power crisis. So while India is a total demand for coal is around 906 million, and recently it was only a 16 million tons. So it is a very low power shortage in India due to the coal. So yeah, there are some advantage of coal is that huge global coal resources. It is not a intermittent energy source. It is a convertible to various format. It is a simple to
Time
store.
up.
It is a coal output to be controlled. And disadvantage is that coal is a potential radioactive. It is a destroy natural habitat. It is a non-renewable sources of energy. Coal can be deadly use, and it is a harmful for a substance of the coals. It is a coal. India is limited, has only 352 mines, as which is 158 is underground, and the open cast is 20 mix. It is a CLI further operates for many managers like workshops, hospitals, and many more. And uh, many more. And all of this has been due to the non-availability of coal stock. I think even as the United government contributes to the maintain that there is a ample of coal of the country to meet demand, and it is a dismiss of any of the feared deception to the power supply. It is entirely misplaced now, and according to the source of coal ministry, it is a very power demand that lead of the storage of the coal is a secondly during the monsoon, and it is an impact of transportation in India. It is a lack due to COVID scenario, and it is also get delay from somewhere. So it is a low shortage in India. So it is the most abundant source of electricity. It is currently providing 36% of the global electricity. So power plants, according to one quarter of the electricity in the United source. So lastly, I will conclude that it is a useful for lighthouses, buildings, street, provide domestic and industrial heat. It is also useful for equipment like machineries in homes, office, factories, and it is the most abundant source of electricity to the worldwide. So it is important to serve coal. Thank you.
These are topics which need a lot of discussions. Coal crisis, because sometime back there was a crisis, and it is a wake up call for India, Coal India Limited, and future from the future perspective. Because on one hand, when we are saying that we need to have more production within territory, India should produce more, India should have more startup, India should progress. But what is the major requirement? We have manpower, we have technology, we have a lot of other infrastructure, but the basic infrastructure is energy, and coal is one of the most important energy factor in India. 80% roughly is our home production, but some is imported also. But then, when the energy requirement is increasing, are we really meeting the challenges? So far, it is okay, but there are few challenges. Firstly, it is depleting also, but then more technology, more way of producing we need to have. We import roughly 20-25% from other countries, including Indonesia, US. But then, once we are requiring more, we should be ready to produce more. And second aspect is other form of energy, if it can really take on renewable energy and all. Okay, good, Puja. Only thing, time management little overshoot. Okay, Dubey sahab,
Yes, sir.
ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Puja, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
Okay, man. Thank you. Good morning, sir, my dear friends. As we all know that everyone needs such dependency and such security for living. As earlier, when we were living in the villages, and at that time we were spread all around the country. At that time, we found that there is a need to be assemble or to join each and everything, and to join ourselves so that we can have a secure future. So that we made villages, and after villages we have made cities, and thereafter when there was a British rule in India, thereafter we rose our voice against that rule, and thereafter India has got liberated. Thereafter, there was some division of the states. Yes, friends, in next 2 to 3 minutes, I would like to tell you about the division of states. Friends, firstly, we have to think about why this division has been made. Whenever there is a huge amount or of the population, or there is a lot of population, that it is very difficult to control that population by one hand. So initially at that time we have made that type of policy, so that we have divided our nation into the states. And earlier, before that, we have also combined that villages and provincial states, like that time 565 princely states were there, and 17 provinces were there. At the time of partition, we have made 14 states and 6 union territories. The form has been signed in 1956, and thereafter these all states have been existed, and thereafter it has been done time to time, as the states have been divided on the basis of linguistic manner. Thereafter, because Odisha was demanding for that, and in 1956, Odisha was demarcated from Bihar, and thereafter Andhra Pradesh was the province of Madras. And thereafter, they have rose the voice that Telugu speaking people should get liberated from them, and thereafter Andhra Pradesh has been formed. And in the same manner, up to 2014, we have seen that 29 states and 7 union territories were there in India. And thereafter, in now, recently, we have seen that Jammu and Kashmir has been given the become the union territory, and divided into two parts, Jammu and Kashmir, and thereafter that is Ladakh. So friends, what is the need of doing these all? Friends, whenever we have some divisions, then definitely it is providing, it is having a lot of
Last
benefits,
30
like it
seconds.
provides more efficient government and more employment, more infrastructure will be there, and thereafter good education will be there. It will also enhance the cooperation between the states, and definitely the governance will be very good, because whenever there is a very few people are there, then definitely it will enhance your supervision on them. And by having that, we are also developing very fast. So that at the end, I want to conclude that by having a good division of its states by the manner of their geographical condition, and thereafter their linguistic manner, we
Time
are
up.
definitely doing well. And it is also enhancing their performance in it will also enhance their performance in the future. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, good Dubey sir. Such topics do come in SSB. If we see at the time of independence, our motto was to emerge as a nation. So states were there, princely states, that was unified, and to have better administration, we made around 27 states, 27 or 28. So these states were made based on historical perspective. Some grouping was done, but then slowly linguistic, that was a major issue. It came up. So if I am not wrong, Andhra Pradesh was made first linguistic state. That means based on language we made a state. Thereafter came Gujarat and Maharashtra and other states. But in 90s we started feeling administrative reasons as forming of better division of states. So then we saw Bihar is broken or UP is broken. UP was too huge, and MP was broken. Then Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, or these states were born. And now, as late as possible, Telangana. So slowly we are progressing towards better administration, better management of nation. But these are inevitable things. There will always be demand that we need more states, small states versus big states. These debates are never ending. But all said and done, whatever is suiting the country's progress should be done. Whether it is then further breaking down to districts, we broke down to districts level also. But as long as it is giving benefits, is okay. Okay, Dubey sir, good. Renuka ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You may
Dubey
start.
sir, keep time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
May I start?
Yes, yes, you may.
Okay, good morning, everyone. For today's my lecture topic is India-China border dispute. It is the major dispute going on with India by the recent past years. Like India is a country of economic importance and the historical importance as well, and shares the boundary with a lot of other countries, of which the most conflicted remains the India-Pakistan and India-China borders. India and China have both claimed territory along the Himalayas, and both the countries share almost a long stretch of 3,500 kilometers of land. The major areas contentiously lies between the Ladakh in Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh in northeastern India. The dispute was back then to the Simla Convention of 1914, which was taken between the British India and the Tibet, and it was agreed by both the sides. But after India got independence, India adopted the border without any opposition, and the invasion and annexation by Tibet, but Beijing never officially agreed to it, and this only raised the major issue of the land dispute along the McMahon line, as well as the LAC, which we now call as the line of actual control. India in 1962, as we know that India and China went through a heated war, and India suffered a defeat in it. Most of the part of the northern part of the near the LAC was taken away from India, which almost comprises of a bigger area like as compared to a nation like Switzerland. Since two countries could not agree on the official border, they mostly agreed on that line of actual control. As you also know, the Galvan Valley incidents took place in June 2020, has suffered casualties at both the sides. But hence, the border dispute isn't resolved, and it was a mutual
consensus work came for in September 2021, which both nations were willing to not willing to stop now sending additional troops to the base, at least at the LAC. So Indian and Chinese delegations were headed by the respective majors and lieutenants, but still this dispute was stopped by sending the troops only. But yet the development on both the sides at the military bases and at the McMahon and LAC was going on still. And still, due to this development at these areas, this issue remains always heated. The China's implications, as we all know, that these will impact India and China's relations in very deep way, as both are the most populous countries and are the developing ones now, and it will affect their trade and regional and domestic relations as well. The
Last
recent
30
dispute
seconds.
the recent disputes also had the border implications. Like we all know that India has formed a quad group to tackle China in the Indo-Pacific region as well. So, yeah, China doesn't share as much friendship as India with the other nations like Russia, US, and France and Australia. So it will be taking help from Afghanistan and Pakistan to counter India in at least the South Asian region. So I
Time
think
up.
for the way ahead for this situation would be a clear talk that needs to be done, and a proper boundary should be formed between India and China so that no other nation should have conflict with the boundary area, and hence it should be resolved with a discussion and not with a war, because all the nations are now nuclear effective, and it will not just be the two nations, it will be a world who will face the consequences. Thank you.
Okay, Renuka, good. India China relations may not be improving for so many reasons. It apparently looks like border issue, but there are many hidden things. Like we could sort out border dispute with Bangladesh because we don't have much competition in trade, or there are no ambitious projects involved by either of the countries. But here China has got a lot of stakes. They cannot afford to lose now POK, because once we take POK back, that is our own right, their projects will get hampered, whether it is CPEC or OBOR, One Belt One Road, China Pakistan Economic Corridor. These are threatened. So it is unlikely that China will be settling disputes, because they will keep alive, and that is why they are always provoking us, so that we are distracted and it is delayed. Because after abrogation of Article 370, the next step was taking over POK, but it is not doing more harm to Pakistan. Pakistan has nothing to lose because they had illegally occupied it, and further Aksai Chin was handed over to China. See, this is the real scenario where China is getting hurt, or they are always feeling apprehensive about it. They are not ready to settle, and they will not be settling it. And as such, China's expansionist policy is a problem. They don't have issues with us only, they have with all neighbors. Almost 7 8 countries they are fighting for border. So it is attitude also at the international level, the countries, whether they want to settle or not. India wants to settle, but China will never want to settle, because they are feeling threatened for their own ambitious projects. Okay, good. Who is ready?
So, Abhaya.
Okay. Okay, Renuka, keep time.
Yes, you may start.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My today's lecture topic is Indian economy. India is the world 12th largest economy in the term of the rates of the market and exchange, and it is the 28th largest in the world on birth basis. Around 54% of the GDP comprises and service industry. Well, 29% is the industrial sector and 17 is the agriculture sector. The main occupation in India is agriculture, which employs 60% of the population. Around 28% of the population is employed in the services sector, and the rest 12% are in the industrial sector. The workforce amount to half a billion workers. And the Indian economy is a very important study because it is the seventh largest in the term of the nominal GDP inflation. In the Indian economy is a major concern. The growth and development sector of the Indian economy is a very important area of focus. The foreign exchanges services of the India are also an important aspect to study. Uh, em- Employment generation is a very important area. The balance in trade and budget defined as the other aspects, and that need to attention for the people studying in the Indian economy. Economy policies post-independence. The post-independence period of the India was marked by economic countries, self-services, and followed the democracy socials principles. With more emphasis on the growth of the public and rural sector, new roads were built, dams and bridges were constructed, and electricity was spread to the rural area to improve the standard of the living. Economic refers for post crisis doing away to control capital matter in 1992 that determined the rates and number of the stock. So outcome of the reforms. Outcome of the reforms reorganization was the most positive and can be estimated by the fact that overall the amount of the overseas investment. So, and lastly, the impact of the pandemic year on India has been largely distributed in the term of the economy
Last
as
30 seconds.
well as the loss of the human life. Almost the sector have been the disably affected on as democracy demands and export sharply plummeted with sub novel nocturnal expectations were highly growth as observation. And just lastly, I just want to say India being an agriculture society imputes the need to give agriculture sector to put money in a package to the farmers
Time up.
on promoting the manufacturing sector so that economy is exported drive rather than being important rather than doing import drive. Thank you.
Okay, good, Abhaya. Yesterday only Finance Ministry was issuing statement that Indian economy is likely to move very quickly now, and we will be world's fastest growing economy in coming days. Yes, very much possible, and we are likely to grow at more than 8% if everything goes well. Ukraine crisis is now seems to be over because these are the shadows which really pulls or halts the economies. We saw a reflection on share market also. Another flashpoint which is Taiwan. If it also settles down, the probably world will move much faster because if major economies are at war, the smaller or middle economies cannot progress fast because that has obvious impact on these countries. If world order is okay, things are pretty well, then the economy moves much faster. In our sense, lot of prospects are there. When we say make in India or Atmanirbhar Bharat, lot of things are waiting, they are already in pipeline. Our youth is bubbling with energy and really wants to prove that they have something in them, and in the bargain we will be progressing much faster. After pandemic, probably a lot of other sectors are gaining prominence. As such, pharma was uh, moving very fast, but I think it will get more boost. Second is health related things, hospital industry. Then education, we see commercialization in education is very rapidly growing. That is also giving employment and even revenue. Now startup India, if you take account, a lot of startups are showing good results, and in the bargain our youth are moving the economy very fast. The biggest sector is services sector is really innovative. lot of services which were unthinkable, they are also coming up. You name a thing, it is coming up, including uh, when I heard that there is one app which is Jyotish related or some Pooja related, then these are the things which never nobody thought. Any kind of service can really pick up and be successful. So a lot of things are there. India being a populous country, a lot of funny things will come up. Agriculture is our backbone. The bioproducts, that is uh, things to watch, because when government is talking about methanol or blending of fuel, this also probably will change the equations, because import of oil will be really reduced if such substitutes are there. Because what other day Mr. Nitin Gadkari was telling that probably there will not be any single petrol pump, especially for four wheelers and two wheelers. It will be all blending of fuel or e vehicles in future. So biodiesel or bio petrol, these things will be future. Let's see. Biofuel. Okay, who is there now?
Sir,
Sanjeevani.
and yes, sir.
Okay, we'll go with Sanjeevani, then Rahul. Okay, Abhaya, keep
Okay, sir.
trying.
Okay, sir. You can start, sir.
Okay, good morning to all. Today my lecture topic is agriculture in India. India is the second largest country with able land in 3% of the land in agriculture land after USA. India has variety of climate and ecological factor to support the growth of variety crops. Then important of agriculture for Indian economy. First is from the beginning, agriculture is contributing a major part of Indian total income. It has major share in Indian GDP. Agriculture account is 17% of 17.32% of Indian total GDP at present. Agriculture now provided livelihood to 65% to 70% of the total population. We depend on agriculture output for our food requirement. Agriculture is good source for revenue to government, get a substantial income by rising land revenue. Then the present situation of agriculture is first is small and farmland land holding by the farmers in the rural areas. With the output, they can fulfill their needs only. But if the crops get spoiled, then it become difficult to. One Only one third of the crops areas is under regional even after several scheme. In some of the areas, there is absence of sound market facilities. The farmer have to depend upon the local trades and middlemen for the disposal of their farm produce, which they buy at cheap rates. Then a step taken by the government to improve. First is a various scheme launches by the present government till now to improve agriculture sector in those areas. Then first is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchan Yojana. Second is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Then a soil health crops scheme. Then a national agriculture market. The need to be done by the government. Government should appoint a skilled farmer in panchayat level workers to train other farmers. Government must cut the use of
Last 20
chemical
seconds.
fertilize, as they are not good for the long term aspect and the organic fertilization. So lastly, I want to conclude that agriculture can help reduce poverty, rising national income, and improve food security for 60% of the Indian poor population. Then who live in rural areas and work mainly in farming. The agriculture true sector in India is expected to generate better movement in
Time
the
up.
next few years due to the increased investment in agriculture infrastructure. Thank you.
Okay, good Sanjeevani. Agriculture, that is time and again we keep talking very important as a nation. If really we want to materialize our dreams, we cannot ignore this field. Rest all the fields can stop, we can compensate, but this is unavoidable, and especially after pandemic, more the reason to focus on it. And really, we have not done justice to this field as a nation. Lot to do with this. Provision of water and electricity is still a concern for farmers. As a nation, we can say we have failed so far. We are into the Amrut Mahotsav, Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav year, and we really need to boost our efforts. We are very slow, and we keep talking about um, powerful nation in future. It will not be possible until and unless we really work in this sector. Rest all will take its own pace and it will happen automatically because people will drive it. But what about agriculture? If we really fail to give basic amenities, especially electricity nowadays, water channelization could have been done much better way. Okay, Rahul, then
Yes,
Omkar.
sir.
Sanjivani, keep time.
You can start, Rahul.
Good morning, friends. Today I am going to talk about the current affair related topic, which is very trending now, is hijab dispute. Every day, something happens in our life. So within that, this matter is also what happens in Karnataka in Udupi district when some girls wearing hijab in his college instead of the college uniform, and after some days, the rest of the students objected on this act and said that if they don't stop, we will wear the clothes of our religion. Then further, the girls wearing the hijab and another group of the students wearing the saffron stole and shouted slogan against each other on displaying their the religion faith and they want justice. We all know that in our society there are lot of caste and religion. Everyone is very sensitive about his religion and trust about that our religions, and I respect all of the religions. When I heard this news first time, then first thing comes in my mind is this really necessary? Why we will not follow the rules and regulations of college? Why will break protocols? Why will not follow the constitution? As per my approach, we we go to schools and college to learn. So we should our main focus it should to be learn. One of our actions can create the tension in the society. In our constitution also there is also content in that, in article number 25 in constitution is right to freedom of religion. It said that you propagate your religion and you also extend it, but maintain the public order. You have to maintain the public order while in serving in a society. When this matter comes in court in high court, then I am really impressed about the statement of high court of Karnataka. They said that I will follow the constitution, not an emotion. So court has to quickly comes on the some solutions. So this is if this controversy continue like this, so we will serious consequences. It will not take a long for this to spread across the India. There will be racism as before in the past, and war also happens. And we know our enemy country Pakistan is always try to trap us such kind of situations. There are also try to concentrate in our India, in our country, and obviously the Pakistan is also supported to such
Last
kind of
30
matters.
seconds.
So we should understand ourselves and try to reach a common conclusion. One more point is that why does the schools have a uniform? Because some students belong to rich family, some middle class family, and some belongs to poor family. If it should be equality between all the students, and there should be a no discrimination. This is the hidden agenda behind the uniform. So lastly, I want to conclude that we should follow the rules and regulation toward the schools, society, and the constitution, and further maintain the public order. Thank you.
Time up.
Very good, Rahul. Very naturally flowing lecturette you are given. Very nice. Points were very, very correct. And it was giving some kind of correct sense. Meaning, topic is controversial, but the way Rahul has said, it gave a lot of logics and convincing. Religion to be practiced, yes, freedom of practice is there, but what about school? School has got uniform, and uniform word itself is self explanatory. It breaks all differences, rich and poor, which caste, which community, which religion, and all students look like one similar identity. Very important, because when you are undertaking education in a common place, there should not be any other differentiation. That is the noble aim. Similar thing happens in defense forces. There is no space of displaying your religion when it comes to work, training. Yes, there are religious places which is called Sarva Dharmasthal. So there everybody is equal. It is your personal affair. You may have faith in anything. So it's okay. India is a beautiful country. Give space and freedom to practice your own religion. But that should not be hindrance for such kind of noble activities. Education is very noble. And there should not be any differentiation. Good. Rahul, very nice. Let's see. This hijab controversy is induced one as a part of Muslim Brotherhood which is going on at global level, or it was just one of the thing which happened, because differences do happen and it may die down. But if it is a deliberate one, it will be kept alive by the external forces. The Muslim Brotherhood, I am referring to the agenda which is emanating from Turkey, Qatar and Pakistan. These three countries deliberately got involved and launched this Muslim Brotherhood campaign, social media efforts all over world. Okay, good. Omkar, ready?
Yes, sir. I am ready.
Rahul, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start, Omkar.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. India has emerged as the fourth most powerful country in Asia, with its overall score declining by 2 points from 2020. But this is said by the Lowy Institute of Asia Power Index. India fall short of a major power threshold in 2021. Yes, friends. Good morning. Today's my lecture topic is India as a powerful nation. In India, there are many of branches we have worked progressively, like the space and research technology of India. The ISRO is working prominent in the in space field. Recently, we have launched 52 satellite in the moon. Also, we have established the good relation with other countries like Russia, Israel, Japan, and 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 uh, make the exchange of trading businesses and many more happen with the other countries. Also, our resources in India is also in reach. Iron ore, bauxite, aluminium we found abundant in the crust of the India's soil. So we have we have to work on the basic material, raw material, which is required for the uh, industrialization to develop their own our own products. We also efficient energy required for this by the atomic energy. On the other part, the different water energy we have developed. In our culturally we are rich, and the background is also a strong. The developing defense in the country, the defense technology is also headed by the DRDO of India. India is trading in opposite direction for the two wickets measure of power. On one hand, it remains seventh place as a defense network, reflecting progress in its regional defense diplomacy, notably with
Last 30
quadrilateral
seconds.
security dialogue with which include Australia, Japan, and United States. The Institute said is release and adding. On the other hand, India has slipped on the eighth position, the economic relation. Lastly, I want to conclude that India is a developing country, and in and how it become a good and powerful nation is the aim of our 2030. Thank you.
Okay, India seems to be or heading to be a powerful country. There is no doubt about it. But we have a lot of challenges. Our diverse nature is being exploited by enemy countries. Our own infighting at times gives fuel to these external forces. But all said and done, we are poised to become powerful nation. There is absolutely no worry on that. But how fast, when that day will come, that is more important. So we all need to think for this common goal that we should be powerful nation, and it is not difficult. We have biggest man force, we have technical expertise, we have lot of things happening in the correct direction, except little bit social issues which are creating disturbances. So if we take care of these internal things, things will fall in place. Okay, good. Who is next? Vivek?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Omkar, keep time.
Okay, okay, sir. You can start.
Okay. First of all, good morning, sir, and everyone present here. Today, I am going to present you a very simple and interesting topic. Yes, I am talking about the atmosphere. The study of the atmosphere is generally called the meteorology, but the Aristotle is called as the father of meteorology. Meteor means the lower atmosphere, and logos means the science, logos to the study. So the meteorology we can call as study of the lower atmosphere. It is also defined as the science of the atmosphere and its phenomena, especially the phenomena which we can call collectively as weather and the climate. There is another two concept. First is the weather, and other is the climate. The scientists have various definitions, like J.W. Smith in 1960 have defined the meteorology as the agriculture meteorology, means the study of the meteorology, means the lower atmosphere in relation to the agriculture. And it can also be defined as the science that investigating the meteorological climate and hydrological condition, means the water present in atmosphere, which are significant to agriculture owing to the interactions and with the object and process of the various agricultural process. Now moving to the next point, weather. Weather is can also called the physical condition of the state of atmosphere at a particular time and space. Now the second point is the climate. Climate is also defined as the generalized or average condition, and we call them 2 or 3 months condition. In generally we observe in a specialized season, or for example cold season, tropical climate, and subtemperate climate. We have seen in Jammu and Kashmir, tropical in the middle region of the India state, and there is another term is agroclimatology. It deals with the relationship of climate and regimes and agriculture production. It also includes the forecasting and instrumentation. Now, moving to the conclusion, that is a study of the atmosphere. It is very essential, as the we have to practice some adverse adverse implementation, because of the there is a very much loss due to the atmospheric condition. Rainfall in the off period also gives the major impact to the agriculture production. So there is another term rising
Last
in the
30 seconds.
that we can call the precision farming. That's a precision farming is the new science and technology developed by the scientists. That is we have to implement while the while the study of the atmosphere, and the we can save the loss of the crop production, and that is very beneficial, and that is very beneficial to us and for the upcoming generation of the farmers. Thank you, sir.
Time up.
Okay, Vivek, good. Confidence is improving and communication skill is improving. Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
And environment concern and the improvement, we as a human being taking advantage, benefits, and at the same time keeping balance in the environment is very, very important. We need to be responsible in this regard. As far as materialistic development is concerned, so far we have learned that we are developing, but in the bargain we are spoiling a lot of things around us. That should be stopped. We need to have balance in our approach. Okay, good. Anyone remaining? I don't think. Anyone wants to ask any doubt?
So,
Yes, Renuka.
so in the last GD we had in last SSB, the second topic that was given by the GTO was the hijab topic, and he asked he gave three parameters so that we can agree on one of them opinions. So on that the hijab should be according to the uniform, according to the individual's choice, or according to the government or Supreme Court, whatever the decision they have took. So most of the group were tackling between the uh, uniform and the individual's choice, but it didn't reach any conclusion. So I just wanted to highlight with I mostly pinned on that individual's choice. So will it occur in a negative way, or it will be okay?
Negative way if it is a defense interview, Renuka. Because defense is all about nation first, then teamwork. Individual is never to be highlighted. Renuka,
Yes, sir.
always see rules, regulations, uh, little nation first kind of philosophy doesn't give chance for individual choice. So probably you have gone wrong there.
Okay, sir.
Good that you have highlighted. Note down very seriously. If it is a defense related debate, interview, group discussion, lecturette, that's why I keep highlighting in many lectures about Chetword Credo, nation first, team, subordinates, people around you is next, and individual, if at all, gets scope, is always last, and it is generally not likely to come to that self interest. I hope message is loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
That was
Yeah,
a
sir.
mistake. Good that you highlighted it. Okay. Anyone else?
Sir, I have, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
Rahul.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, in SSB, we will prepare, sir. But the environment of SSB, when we are go there, so the uh, different type of means anxiety and the nature and surrounding means it feels, sir. We will not perform well as we prepare, sir.
No, see, we if we see that daily morning, if you are talking, these are also a lot of unknown people for you, and you are gaining confidence. A natural evolution should happen for your personality that you can handle situations. You yourself can remember when you first time spoke on this platform, and today what your confidence you may be having. There has to be a remarkable difference. It happens
Yes, sir.
automatically.
Yes, sir. Very
So
true.
you must continue with practices, you must continue with these kind of activities, and the first and foremost thing to remember is when you appear in such kind of exams where there are other students, you must give you yourself a comfort. I am not the alone, I am not the only one who is likely to face this problem. There are so many students. If they can handle it, I will also handle it. This kind of approach and psychology should help you. Always believe that you
Yes,
are
sir.
not alone. So get the energy and inspiration from the surrounding. Okay, there are few people who are moving around in confidence. They are showing and reflecting a lot of energy level. I will also help them, and they will help me. something like that. So it is but natural, little bit anxiety and all those things is natural. So don't get bogged down by such things. Exam fever will be there, that nervousness will be there, but only thing, we have to come out of that. We have to show a bold face, a brave face, courage to handle it. And you have been doing it right from your childhood days. किसी भी एग्ज़ाम के पेपर में, बारिंग फ्यू वेरी वेरी इजी एग्ज़ाम्स, every time you must be under some anxiety, some kind of nervousness, but you go there, perform, and once the exam is over, you are like, okay, finished. So this is also one of that, but much easier than that, because here it is like a sports. You go there, practically do something, and that's why I say, take it as a sports. You go there and play type of thing. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, timely we are finishing. Have a good day. Keep studying, keep interacting, develop positive approach and attitude. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind,
Jai
sir.
Hind, sir.
So,
Thank you.
Jai
Jai
Hind.
Hind, sir.
Thank you, sir.